All right, once more again, you're welcome back to this wonderful section we want to have. And this is a very important section that will be a kind of a game changer in your trading system, in your trading style, and also has to make very good profit in the market. And of course, this is a very powerful webinar, so I want you to just sit tight and then let's dive into what we have for today. And of course, this particular webinar is brought to you by DB Investing, and today we're going to be talking about RSI divergence. Now, divergence trading is one of the very key noble trading system we use to decipher when there is going to be a turning point in market trend. Of course, this particular webinar is brought to you by DB Investing, and I am no other person but Mr. Shedrack. I am the financial analyst for DB Investing Nigeria. So we are going to dive into the RSI divergent system of trading. And I guess after this particular system of trading, this lecture or this webinar, it will add to your body of knowledge of how to trade, on how to trade the financial market. So sit put and while we look into how to trade the RSI divergence. All right, so without wasting much time, we want to look into trading using the RSI divergence. Now, in this particular system, we are going to be using basically two, just the RSI indicator. Okay, and the indicator we're going to use, I'm using trading view, so we are going to use the RSI divergence indicator. Very simple, very easy, all right, to use in this particular case scenario. It's very simple. So we are just going to use the RSI divergence indicator. The essence of using the RSI divergence indicator is that you don't stress yourself to try to find the point of divergence, okay? So the indicator helps you to spot it out, okay, while you do your technicals, all right? You do your technicals, the indicator just helps you to spot it out while you do your technicals. So, for instance, we have, like in the case, this is British pound, the pound dollar. And let's say we have this, you can see it gives us a signal here for the bull, all right? And it's giving us a bullish divergence, all right? So you see the word bull there. So how do we know that this is a bullish divergence? Okay, for instance, you can see from this point to this point, the market seems to be coming downwards. Is that okay? Yeah, the market seems to be coming downwards. If you watch this, all right? So you can see the slanting downwards pole made a lower low here. But looking at our RSI at this juncture, let me bring the vertical line so that we can trace it down. Looking at our RSI at this juncture, you can see what the RSI did. That the RSI actually is making an higher low at this point. Okay? So there seems to be a divergence here, a bullish divergence, right? But now, once you identify a bullish divergence, we don't actually just end it there like that. Okay, since there is a bullish divergence, okay, everybody, let's just begin to go in for a buy. No, if you do that, you will mess things up. You might even lose that trade. Having spotted out a divergence, the next thing is that fine, the divergence, we know that okay, there is a likelihood of a turning point. Okay, there's a likelihood of a turning point around the ring. Is that okay? Yes. So there's a likelihood of a turning point here for a buy because we are talking about a bullish divergence. All right. So what we are going to do, we are going to support this particular bullish divergence with a trend line confluence. All right. So when there is a trend line confluence and then there is a break of the trend line confluence in the direction of our divergence, then we are sure that, okay, this particular market is going to go in that direction. Let me take off this. Let me take off this. indicator, right? So that to see clearer. Right, okay? So here we have this. So like I earlier said, we are going to check it in such a way that we want to see a break of trend line, okay, together with our divergence. So now, as this case is now, what we want to do ASAP is that we want to kind of um, bring in our trend line into this. Okay. Now, so let's bring in our trend line. All right. So let's see. This is trend line structure. Okay. So we have a trend line structure here from this point to this point. So let's shift this our vertical line so that you can see things clearly. Because now we have known that there's a bullish divergence there. But now that bullish divergence, we want to see if confluence to the trend line structure. So we have a trend line here. Okay, this is a trend line. You could see this is our divergence together with the RSI, the bullish divergence, this line. Here, the market is making lower low, where our RSI is making an higher low. So there's a divergence, and it's called a bullish divergence. So I haven't done that now. We just strike in a trend line confluence. Okay, so we want to see if the market, after the bullish divergence, can break this trend line structure. And here it did. So we come in for a buy, and then our stop loss just below this target point. Is that okay? So that is how we trade. And you can put your TP at this particular high here. Okay, so our target profit will be at this particular high, this resistance point here, and then our TP at this low. So we can put our stop loss at this low here, while our target profit is just at this top. And you can see that it moved and hit our target TP. All right. So that's just a simple rule in using this RSI divergence, RSI divergence system of trading. Let's look at if we back test, we want to see for the other ones that have appeared. Okay, like assuming if we're back testing, going back to the previous one that have appeared, you can see that we have this. Like here, we have a bearish divergence. All right. And this is the bearish divergence we're talking about, this one here. Okay, and this one here. Okay, now you could see that what we're anticipating here is that the market, the RSI is making a lower high from this point. Okay, so this point, it made a lower high. You can see it's dropping. Whereas our, what's it called? Our chart is making an higher high. It's going up. All right, so we have what is known as a bearish divergence. Okay, we have what is known as a bearish divergence. So that's what we have here. Okay, so we have what is known as a bearish divergence. So our market is making an higher high, while our RSI is making what? A lower high. So there's a bearish divergence. But now, like as we said earlier, we are not just going to jump into the market on the basis that, okay, we have a bearish divergence just going. No, we are going to confluence with a trend line, a break of trend line. So now, what are we going to do here is that let's call up a trend line. Okay, let's call up a trend line. And then we see. So we want to bring up a trend line structure. So all right, so we have a trend line here. This is fine. Okay, so you can see now this is a trend line, and then this is our divergence. So the market has broken this trend line structure, which is giving us a kind of a greater confidence that, okay, this market will likely drop. So on the breakage of this trend line structure now, we can come in for this market for a sell, and then I'll put our stop loss at this high. Okay. At this high, our target profit, we can put it at the next support level. So we can look at this support level here. All right, we'll see. So when we enter here, stop loss there, you can see it hit this support level, and then we're done. Simple. Okay. Yeah. Just came, we enter at this particular point. So our entry point is just going to be at the break of the trend line. Okay. At the break of the trend line, which is here. And then we push in. This is our stop loss, drop down to this point, hit our target, and we are out. Simple. We can do this again and again and again. If you watch the case of this, if you watch here, we got about two bearish divergence as a signal here that the, what's it called? Our RSI gave to us. Okay, like I said, why we're using the divergence RSI divergence indicator is that sometimes to spot it with your eyes is a bit strenuous. Okay, but for me, I can do that easily. But for, say, the beginner or intermediate guys, okay, for the advanced guys, it's quite easy to spot a divergence. All right, it might take a little bit some work. So that's why I said, okay, let's use the RSI divergence indicator. So with that, we'll just filter. All right. Now, the essence of this trend line structure that we are putting into is to help filter the signal that this particular RSI indicator will give to us. So now, like here, it gave us a bearish divergence, but it did not break our trend line structure. So that's why this one is invalid. But this break trend line structure, so nice. You can see that how it run, and then come down to this support level, and then we run. Okay. Now let's still push on. After that, we're going to look at gold and then see how we can run that with gold. Now, see this for hours. Now you can watch again. Let me take off all of this. Let's see. Take off all of this. So I can see our chart clearly. All right. Okay, so now let's put on. Trying to clear my drawings. All right. Now here, you could see here again, we have a bullish divergence. Could you see here? A bullish divergence. That is, at this point, the market is dropping. So we have this. Okay, we have this. The market is dropping. All right. The market is dropping here. It's making what? A lower low. Meanwhile, our RSI is making an higher low here. Can you see that? Wow. So that means we have a divergence here. Then we also have a trend line structure here that we're expecting the market to break. Can you see that? So two things here. Number one, we have a divergence, a bullish divergence already here. Number two, if this bullish divergence is real, We want to see this bullish divergence be able to break this trend line structure. If it does, then we are sure of going ahead with our bullish divergence. So what we're going to do now, there's a break of this trend line structure here. So that is going to be our entry point. Our entry point is going to be here. Okay, we enter the market here for a buy. Our stop loss is going to be here. This is going to be our stop loss at this point, at this low here. Our take profit is at this particular resistance level. So you could see we enter this market here. This is roughly about almost 1:3 ratio, okay? Hits our take profit position here, and then we are done. Simple, simple. If you watch again, these others they give for the bearish divergence, the same thing, we have a trend line structure, it breaks the trend line structure, and our target profit where? This support level. So it's very simple system of trading, okay? Very simple system of trading. Let's scan the market, okay, and see if we can see a current market situation that we can take and then trade, okay? You can see how the market is just flowing very so seamlessly, trading this particular system of trading using what is known as the RSI divergence indicator and the rate of trend line structure. Very simple, very simple, very simple way of trading. Okay, now let's push on to this. This is a premium, right? Let's just see. Let's look at other assets. Let's see. I'm doing this in 4 hours. We can do it in any time frame, okay? But the 4 hours seems to be stronger and more reliable. Okay, so let's see Euro USD, for instance. Let's look at Euro USD. Let's see. We want to see a current market scenario. If we have a current market scenario, all right, and then we push it. So for Euro USD, we did not. Here we have, I need a current market scenario. Here we have this scenario here. The market making this, okay? Whereas our RSI making what? An higher low. So we have a bearish divergence. So now, what does that mean? We need to get our trend line structure. This is our trend. All right. But meanwhile, before it gets to that point, hold on a bit. This market was here. We got this divergence. So let's see. The trendline structure, therefore, is going to be something of this sort. Let's say we have this. Okay. Do you get that? So that's the structure we got to have in this case scenario. Right. So there we have, so this is the break. So we'll come in here. So our target TP definitely is going to be this one, the next resistance level we are looking at. Okay, so this is definitely going to be our target TP here, which it just hit. You can see our entry point, right, is going to be here, the break of the trend line, which is here, and our stop loss is going to be here, the low here. That's it. So you can say this is just a very nice, simple trading. This probably is roughly about 1:2 ratio. Is that okay? Simple and clean, right? So we don't have to really bother around this. This is just simple. This is just sweet. It's just clean. All right. Okay. But now I want us to actually look for something very current is SAP, something very current. By that, I mean a current market that where we have, like we have looked at Euro USD or GU. Let's look at GB JPY. Let's see if we can see current market GB JPY. Let's see. Okay, I think we got one here, very clean, very clean, very clean. Here, so this is 4 hours. So let's see, we got one here, all right? So we are going to anticipate this a current market, all right? So here we have the market making a higher low. Is it higher low or lower high? This seems not to be. I don't think this is a good divergence spot because this is almost making the same with our RSI. Okay. Yeah. But let's see, let's look at it very well. If it's making double equal top, bottom, no. So, but this will have been a very nice one, guys. Okay. I don't like the signal it gave. Yeah, fine. This is a bullish one, but the what's called the low we have here, if you watch it critically, the low we have is taken up from this low, okay? It's not seeing this spike. So it's not really giving us something accurate. So let's leave that one. All right. Let's just leave that one. It's not giving us something much more accurate as I want to. Okay, because if you look at the low here, okay, this seems to be like, what's it called? A double bottom. Let's look at it. This seems to be a nice one. Let's look at it. Trend line. Okay. So this seems to be like a double bottom. We'll see. But meanwhile, our RSI is giving us an higher low. Okay. Here. So now this is a nice one. Sometimes in divergence, you could see what's known as a double bottom or whatever. And RSI is giving us a higher low. Okay. And then the next thing is that we should get what is called the break of trend line. So here we have the trend line structure here that is already broken. Okay. So let's look at it critically. So we have this trend line structure that's already broken. All right. And then, so that is it. So we are anticipating this to go is that, okay, our stop loss just below this low and our target profit, we are anticipating it to come and hit this resistant level here. That's our target profit there. So we're coming here for a buy, stop loss here, and we're anticipating this to ride on to this point, which is our target profit here for a buy. That's it. All right. Okay, so that's what we're just looking at in this particular case scenario for JPY. Let's see something more. Okay. Let's look at I've looked at JPY, US CAD, or US JPY. Let's look at US JPY, USD JPY. Okay. And then let's see what's going on there. Okay. Okay. Now here, guys, watch this, watch this, watch this. If you watch this carefully, you can see that we have a divergence, right? This point, this way, it shows us the divergence, and it got onto this point. Okay. But now from here to this point, you could see what the RSI is doing here. We also have a divergence here. This is making what? A lower low, right? Meanwhile, our RSI is making what? Higher lows. Well, do we have a trend line structure? This is a nice one. Do we have a trend line structure here? Yes, we do. This is a trend line structure. Nice. Okay, so we have a trend line structure here. And this is the break of the trend line structure. Can you see that? So this market, where is our anticipation? This is a nice one. This is a current market, right? Where is our anticipation? So we are anticipating this market to hit this level. This is our target profits. Yeah, this resistance level. Our stop loss position. Stop loss. Yeah, right? Okay. All right. So now our entry point, we want to wait for a after the close of this particular candle, because this could be possible. We could go and then do a rejection back into the below the trend line. So we want to see that it closes above the trend line. Then we can come in on the next candle opening, okay, and then we'll drive in straight down to this point. So with this, you could see that, okay, fine, we have our divergence here. This is a bullish divergence, all right? And so mean that we are expecting a turning point has broken this trend line structure. So we are anticipating this market to what to push up to this particular level, all right? And then boom, we get what we want out of this market. Very simple, very clean way of trading, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stop here. And I guess this is very clear for everybody to know how to use this particular system to do good trading in the market. So we're just going to use the system from now on and then cash some pips in the market. This is a current market. You can look at it as a normal, a signal, a live signal for a bullish buy movement. And we are expecting that this market will ride, okay, up onto this particular level. All we are just looking at now is that we want a close of this candle. Once this candle closes, we'll come into this market for a buy push. All right, so that is it we have for today. Thank you so very much for joining this wonderful class webinar, and I guess you benefit a lot, and at least you know what to do now in the market, trading the financial system, using this thing as a signal. Before, you know, a lot of guys just look at a divergence, and sometimes the divergence may give so many errors, but with the help of this trend line structure, break of trend line, you now understand that fine, with this one can do, you can filter your divergence and then know when to come in for your divergence trading. Thank you so very much, guys. And don't forget, this is brought to you by DB Investing, and I am Mr. Shedrack, the financial analyst. Thank you so very much, and bye-bye. Don't forget to also subscribe to our channel as you watch this. And again, we do business with DB Investing by opening an account with us and then use this strategy to make some pips or to catch some pips in the market. Thank you so very much, and bye-bye.